Look at the state of that. This is an album that's seen better days. Pretty grubby on the back there. It's even got Mr. Matsuura's name written in the corner here. I'm assuming it's a guy's name. It looks like a man's writing. Just another copy of Elvis's Golden Records? Well, not quite, as I'll explain. First, I better go and clean that cover up. Right, how did I get on? That's much cleaner than it was. You can hardly see the name there in the bottom corner. The good thing about the old Japanese covers is they're laminated on both sides, so with a bit of elbow grease you can get them looking quite good. Okay, so why did I actually buy this particular copy? Well, let me just show you another copy that I have here. So this copy here is from 1965. That's the back cover. So we're focusing on the back covers really. Right, now can you see any difference between that one and that one? That one and that one? No, you can't, because it's too, the difference is so small you're not going to be able to see it. So the reason why I bought this one here is because of the price on the back cover. So you see that one there, it says 1750 yen. What happened in the 1960s is the price of stereo records went down from 1800 yen to 1750 yen. And these Victor covers with 1750 yen prices on them are exceptionally rare, really hard to find. I'm just talking about reissues like this one here. This album, of course, was originally released before prices went down. So any pre-1966 album with a 1750 yen Victor cover is very rare. And I had been looking for this for a long time. And I'd never seen a copy. I just suspected it existed. And there it is, I found it. So what I'll do first of all, I'll show you some of the other 1750 yen covers that I've found, and then I'll show you what happened to the Golden Records album after this particular copy. So here's a copy of Loving You. You can see it's on Victor, and if we turn over to the back down here in the bottom, hopefully you can see there, it's got 1750 yen. So this particular one is a 1968 pressing. I've also got a copy of GI Blues. As you can see, it's there on Victor. And if we look at the back cover there, it's exactly the same as the earlier cover from 62 to the mid-60s. But here we can see at the bottom it's got that new price of 1750. Did I mention this is 1970 pressing? I've also got Blue Hawaii. Again, the front cover is actually the front cover is slightly different. I'll mention that while we're here. So the earlier covers of Blue Hawaii, the early Blue Hawaii covers, they all had a little bracket either side of this black text here. This says Blue Hawaii in Japanese. So the early covers have the Japanese title in brackets or square brackets, but this particular later cover does not have the brackets. And again, if we turn to the back, it's identical to the earlier 60s copies, but this one has the 1750 price at the bottom, not 1800 yen. This one is from 1969. Here is a copy of Potluck. Again, these are all on Victor. This one also has a 1750. The originals from 62 all had 1800 yen. And I've got a couple of other ones. These are slightly different. Here's a copy of Girls, Girls, Girls from 1968. This one, if you look at the back, it actually has a 1750 yen price sticker over the 1800 yen original price. I don't know whether you can actually find a copy of this with the printed 1750 yen sticker. And the last one I've got is this copy of Golden Records Volume 3. This one also has 1750 yen sticker at the bottom. All right, so this will have been applied sometime after late 1966. So I don't think I know of any other Victor 1750 yen covers. Again, I'm just talking about albums that were originally released before 1966. All right, let's go back to Golden Records. So this is the October 1970 pressing with 1750 yen unusual back cover there. Let's just go back a little bit to the mid-60s. This is a 1965 copy. The cover is identical to the ones that came out in 1962 when the album was first released. You can see the price there, 1800 yen. That's how much it was through most of the 1960s. If we just take a quick look at the two covers, you can see that the front covers, you can see that the colors became much more saturated on the later editions. Now, I do actually have another late copy, another late Victor copy that came out just before this one. I'll show you that now. Okay, this is also a 1970 pressing. See, the covers are pretty similar in terms of colors. This one has that 1800 price there at the bottom. All right, so this one came out just before this one with a 1750 cover. So what happened after that? Well, I've got another 1970 pressing, but this one, can you see any difference between this one and this one? Well, it's a bit easier to spot the difference this time because the one at the back here is actually on RCA. So the first RCA covers came out in 1970, and there you can see the price is 1750. Take a look at the back cover there. You can see at the top there and at the bottom you've got these cutaways. And if you look at the next RCA cover, this particular one comes from 1972. Front cover is the same there with the RCA logo, but the back you can see has got no more cutaways there. Done away with them. The manufacturer is the same here and the price is the same at the bottom. And then we've got one more. This one is from 1973. Still the same cover, same catalogue number on the front and everything. On the back, again, we've not got any cutaways. They've done away with those. But this time, it's got a different manufacturer compared with the 1972 version. Put it like that for you. Still got the same price. So that just goes to show how much this album, well, how often this album was pressed. So I've got three copies there from 1970. One has got an 1800 yen price on Victor, one's 1750 on Victor, and the other one is 1750 on RCA. So yeah, I've got more copies of that album. It really was pressed over and over again in the 60s and 70s. But keep an eye out for those 1750 yen Victor covers, because they really are hard to find. And as I said, I don't know if there are any others that I know of. In theory, they could exist, but I haven't seen them. Well, I'm going to leave it here for today. If you have any questions or comments, as ever, just drop them in the comments section below. But thanks for watching. Take care. Cheers. 最近このプレスリーのゴールデンレコードを買いました。もう何枚も持ってるので、なぜこの1枚も買っちゃったのか。もう1枚を見ましょう。同じゴールデンレコード、ビクターのステレオ版ですね。裏ジャケを見ると、定価1800円になります。でもこれは違います。よく見ると、1750円バージョンです。これを何年も探していました。存在しているかどうか分かりませんでしたけど、結局あった。非常に珍しいバージョンです。1750円バージョン。他の ビクターの1750円ジャケットを持ってますから見せますね。ラビングユー。これは68年のレコード。1750円ですね。GI ブルース。これ70年のプレス。定価1750円。69年のブルーハワイ。1750円。我が友エルビス。ビクター版ですね。1750円。そして、ガールズ。これ68年。裏ジャケに1750円のステッカーがついています。そして、もう一枚。ゴールデンレコード第3種。この裏ジャケにも1750円のステッカーがついています。この最近買ったゴールデンレコードに戻りますと、これは70年のプレスです。70年の最後の方。その後、RCA 版が出ました。RCA 版3枚も持っています。最初はこれです。RCA で規格番号は同じですね。で同じ1750円です。こちらも70年のプレス。つまり、これは本当に最後のビクター版でした。次の RCA 版は、この72年のプレスです。これも1750円ですけど、裏ジャケは前のとちょっと違いますね。RCA。最初に見せたのはこれです。上と下を見てください。72年のジャケットに、72年のジャケットの上と下はまっすぐですね。けど、70年のジャケは、ここと下にもちょっと丸っぽいところありますね。メーカーは同じです。日本ビクター。で、最後にもう一枚あります。RCA SHP ステレオ版。こっちも上と下はまっすぐですけど、メーカーはビクター音楽産業。73年のプレスです。つまりこれ、最後の SHP、RCA の SHP。で、こっちは最後のビクターです。ビクター版。以上ですね。何か質問がありましたら、ぜひ聞いてください。ありがとうございました。